So here's a question that I have. What is BookTok? That's rhetorical. You don't have to answer that unless you want to, in which case do so in the comments, please, so I can get engagement. I plan to answer that question in this video, hopefully. So I keep hearing about this BookTok, and at first I just assumed, oh, it's like a site of TikTok that is focused on books. I wouldn't know. I'm on WeezerTok. You just got Weezer! Never gets old. But yeah, I'm curious, particularly because some of the BookTok related stuff I've been seeing seemingly has nothing to do with books, like at all. So I want to get to the bottom of this, and I figure the best place for me to start would just be looking up BookTok on TikTok. Books that made me forget I was reading. Okay, so it's just books. I kept hearing about this BookTok like it's this crazy site of TikTok, but I mean, it's just books. Now I'm thinking that this is probably going to be a pretty boring video. Like, I don't know any jokes I can make about books.
I have a few pages left of Butcher and Blackbird.
I like to be cream pied. It is the best for me. And I talk about how I enjoy swallowing the salt.
Oh my god.
But
we are so back. Hashtag BookTok. What books are you reading? I didn't have to search for this either. I typed in BookTok and this was like the third scroll. I think this is awesome though. No one is making content like this on WeezerTok.
The last fucking time I said stop. You keep being a little brat like that and you'll see where it gets you. I swear, that little grin gets you in trouble and you know it.
What is going on? Where am I? Hashtag BookTok. Again, how? I know don't judge a book by its cover and everything, but this guy does not seem like he reads. All of his videos say hashtag BookTok, and none of them suggest that he reads. Drop that attitude before I make it drip out of you. Simple. You choose, princess. It doesn't sound like you're giving me much of a choice here. You said you're going to make me. That is not okay. That's a threat. Look, I'm not a big reader either, right? That's why I'm watching TikTok right now. But I'm just curious the connection that this has to books. And a lot of BookTok is just this. A lot of BookTok is just thirst traps. And sometimes BookTok will cross over with other sides of TikTok, such as Bike Talk. Hashtag Bike Talk. Okay, well, at least there was a bike present in the clip. That's more than the other guy had going for him.
You keep being a little brat like that and you'll see where it gets you.
I mean, I didn't learn anything about bikes watching that video. He didn't ride the bike. He just kind of sat there and wobbled on it for a few seconds, but it's something. Treat my daughter like your bike, it says. Okay. Could you imagine a really old man downloading TikTok? He really likes bikes, and the algorithm's like, oh, this guy likes bikes. I'll show him this. He would probably have a stroke. Thirst traps have always been a thing on the internet, but I feel like in the kind of postmodern age that we're in, no one really does them anymore. People still do them, but by the majority of people, any guy who does them will get cooked. They'll get called cringe, but not on BookTok. The BookTok girlies love this. They call themselves the BookTok girlies, by the way. I want to make that clear. It'd be weird if I coined that. So I keep seeing people bring up BookTok in my comments. Why is that? Look, obviously he's playing dumb, right? He knows exactly what he's doing. He's engagement baiting. And it worked. He has no idea what he did, summoning us BookTok girls. He knows exactly what he did. Look, are you ready? You are going to need a safe word. Ma'am, you are in public. This is a public forum. Everyone can see your comments. Oh, darling. Us BookTok ladies are not for the faint of heart. Just put on a ghost face mask and tell us we're good girls. Asking for BookTok, of course. So I guess mask talk is also a thing. A lot of crossover with the demographic of BookTok. It's just more thirst traps, but they're wearing masks, so it's hotter, I guess. The ghost face mask from the Scream movies is a big one, and I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but Scream is a movie, not a book. Maybe the real books were the friends we made along the way.
Aww. That little grin gets you in trouble and you know it.
Her falling for the masked man she met online. Him becoming her new stepbrother. Classic scenario. BookTok. Basically a community of spicy readers that goes feral when finding real-world manifestations of their favorite book boyfriends. Wait a minute.
I'm looking for a new book boyfriend. Billionaire. 6'5", brown eyes. Billionaire. 6'5", brown eyes. I'm looking for a new book boyfriend. Billionaire. 6'5".
That's where this came from? I didn't know this was like a BookTok thing. I'd only seen this version.
I'm looking for a new Weezer girlfriend.
Daddy issues. Half Japanese, across the sea. Daddy issues. Half Japanese, across the sea. I'm looking for a new Weezer girlfriend.
Daddy issues. Half Japanese, across the sea.
Across the sea.
I'm getting sidetracked, I know. So why is BookTok like this, you may be asking? Here's what I think. Here's what it seems like. There's a very popular, very specific genre of book. Think like 50 Shades of Grey. Very graphically romantic is like the best way that YouTube will allow me to put it. That specific genre is very big on BookTok. You go into heat unexpectedly, and every male wants to mate with you. Are we talking about human beings here? When she teases her invisible alien stalker after a bath, knowing he's watching. Don't you hate it when that happens? There are a lot of passages from these books that people post on TikTok, and I would love to read them to you guys, but if I did, then YouTube would probably age restrict the video, and I do not want that to happen, so I won't. When it comes down to it, a lot of the BookTok girlies are just gooners. And it's fine to goon, it's human. But if you do that in a public setting, then people are probably going to point and laugh. And that is effectively what the rest of the internet has done with BookTok. And it's funny, because I wouldn't even say that the majority of BookTok is gooners. That's just who makes the most noise. Where are the BookTok girlies that like Blood Meridian? Where are the War and Peace BookTok girlies? When I type in BookTok and I see Hannah recommending me books that she got lost in, and right after that, I see Bobby calling me a good girl.
You want to be a good girl for me, don't you? Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Good girls do what they're told.
Whether I like it or not, Bobby's got more of my attention. And that's how we got here, I think. It's unfortunate that BookTok gets such a bad rep and people think it's just gooners, because there's quite the variety of content on there. For example, right now, a thing that's big is political theory is being discussed on BookTok.
When did BookTok become political? Just woke up to see that President Trump was reelected, and that means that $10 paperbacks are back on the way.
I wish that is what was on my mind on election day. I usually try to have like an overarching point that I make with these videos. Half the time that doesn't happen. And BookTok's just got me like, I don't know, I'm not thinking clearly right now. I'm scared of Bobby.
You keep being a little brat like that and you'll see where it gets you.
So I'll probably just end it right here. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. If this didn't scare you away. Okay, bye.